Any further questions on Conseil Lorrain?
I just have a statement or request, I guess, from staff to.
Monsieur Le Duc, Monsieur Bourgon, quelque chose à ajouter?
No.
Okay, Monsieur Lorrain?
I guess that goes to we put the bullets in the gun.
Pretty much what it is.
All right. So I would still like a report that comes from administration, probably from Mr. Bourgon, that tells us what any additional costs of doing that additional paving will incur on us going forward. Understanding that that if this goes through, then we're being borne that cost. But I'd like to know what that cost is, just as Monsieur Le Duc was mentioning earlier.
Monsieur Le Duc, Monsieur Bourgon, when we go through the tender process, could we include this option in the tender process without committing to it?
I could ask the counties to put an amendment, provision items for that amount of tonnage.
Okay, so it's possible to find out. It's possible to find out the cost before we actually commit. Monsieur Bourgon?
As for now, the tender is already out, so yes, I can bring an amendment before the closing of the tender.
Okay. So that would give us a firm cost estimate. Once the tender comes out, we would know, and that would be adding it that way to the tender. When that section gets paved, if we approve it, then it will be done at the same time. It won't be done in two sections, correct?
You're correct. That's it.
Okay. Conseillère Simon?
OK. Alors, ça serait une bonne idée pour ce qui est plus concret, que ça pourrait se passer pour le déneigement, l'entretien. Mais est-ce qu'on pourrait, premièrement, parler à la nation, je ne sais pas qui, mais voir ce qu'eux vont faire pour à l'hiver? Parce que je suis certaine qu'il pourrait y avoir une collaboration là pour le déneigement pendant qu'ils sont déjà là. L'école est sur leur côté aussi. Non, mais c'est la nation qui le fait. C'est ça, il faut leur parler.
Ouais. Puis juste pour clarifier, le tender process, c'est pas pour le déneigement, c'est quand on va paver les coûts exacts.
C'est ça, mais le conseiller Lorrain demandait pour après d'avoir un rapport, c'est quoi les coûts après d'entretenir. C'est là que j'aimerais ça qu'on ait des discussions avec l'autre municipalité ou avec les comtés, comme que je pense que c'est eux qui s'en occupent.
Monsieur Le Duc?
Mr. Mayor, Conseil, from the planning perspective, I'm sure that, when you do add a section and there's a split where there's nothing, you're kind of engaging ourselves to completing that whole section next year. Now, from the planning, somebody was asking me, are we aware of any liabilities if we have a sidewalk, no sidewalk, and another piece of paved sidewalk or shoulder?
No sidewalk.
Do we create a liability when we do that or not? We haven't looked at that at all at this point, but certainly those are questions that are valid from the planning perspective, and maybe more so from the roads department too.
Okay. Just to be clear as well, what's there now will automatically be larger when the county paves the road. There will be a place for people to walk on that side. Let's just be clear. Monsieur Bourgon, quelque chose à ajouter?
I just want to say that as for now, the municipality of La Nation doesn't maintain that shoulder at this time around for the school.
But will they? That's the question.
Yeah, something that we could ask, but at this point in time, they don't.
Okay. So the question might be, do we want to have answers to all these questions before we make a decision?
And that's including the portion where the sidewalk stops near the track on their side, all the way to Savage, where the shoulder is already paved. They don't maintain that segment in the
Currently, they don't maintain it.
Exactly.
But it's not done, they haven't paved their section yet, right? They haven't done their shoulder yet.
Well, as we stand now, there's a portion that's already paved on the nation side, and they don't maintain it in the winter time.
But that's not what's coming, what we're referring to in the motion. Yeah, exactly. So we want to know when it is done, if they're going to do it.
Conseiller Lorrain?
Are there plans to extend a sidewalk basically exactly where this paving is going to be done at some point in time? Is there a sidewalk around there that would match up to that piece and go further up, or no?
Monsieur Leduc, Monsieur Bourgon?
Through Mr. Mayor, are you talking on the nation side or?
No, our side.
Our side? At this point in time, our sidewalks stop at the Parc Nokomis, and there's no plan to extend it that side. So from the Parc Nokomis all the way to the track, there's no paved shoulder, and that segment was paved last year by the counties. So there's about 150 meters that's not paved currently. Well, it's paved with the width, but the counties are.
We're about to do this if this gets approved. Is there a sidewalk around there?
No,
Is there any plans for a sidewalk to ever go there?
not at this point, no.
Thank you.
So essentially, we have large paving going to small paving and continuing, correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? OK. Quelque chose à ajouter, Monsieur Bourgon, Monsieur Leduc? Combien de maisons qu'on parle dans ce stretch-là? Une douzaine, si je m'en rappelle bien?
Sur notre côté, à partir de la track, aller jusqu'à Rossland, c'est une trentaine de maisons.
Trentaine de maisons. Mais on ne va pas jusqu'à Rossland, on s'en va jusqu'à l'école, c'est ça?
Exactement. Puis la majorité du développement est
De la nation, yeah. Again, I'll state that I'm just worried that we're going to pave this section, kids are going to walk all the way to the school and cross where we know for a fact that it's 70, 80 kilometers an hour that people are moving to. That's my worry. But we have a motion on the table with the amendment. Without further questions, Conseiller Lorrain?
Sorry. So, we're assuming we're gonna pave this, and it's gonna go right up to the school. So we're encouraging kids to, or the expectation I'm assuming is to encourage kids to walk on this paved area because we're adding 3 feet to the additional 3 feet that are gonna be there. And there's not gonna be a crosswalk there?
No. No. And based on my experience at the United Counties, they'll do traffic counts to see how much people are crossing. And there won't even be close to numbers to justify having a crosswalk there.
There's no crosswalk on Notre Dame almost. There's how many?
Where every school is.
But there's not one where there's most needed one, so it's not a justification.
So, d'autres questions, commentaires? I think we've had clear discussion on this. I'll call for the vote.
Do we do it separately, or we do the 2 resolutions at the same time?
Well, you did an amendment, the amendment went through.
Yeah.
So then I'm calling for a vote on the resolution as amended. All those in favor? All those opposed? Carried. Monsieur Leduc, Monsieur Bourgon, you have direction from council. Conseiller Lorrain?
I would like to ask council to give direction to staff to speak with the Nation about putting a crosswalk by the school, and whether or not that needs to go with the 2 joint municipalities, go to the United Counties, if that's the case for that road. But I think if we're paving both sides and expect people to walk on both sides, it needs to be a safe crossing. And when I say safe crossing, I mean at least something that identifies it as a crosswalk, because I think we're defeating the purpose at this point.
Mr. Mayor, I didn't catch the mover and seconder for the motion as amended.
Ben, on l'a mis sur la table.
Yep.
Puis après ça, on a
Oh,
fait
it was the
l'amendement.
same. Okay, perfect. It was the
So,
same names. Thanks.
Okay. Conseiller Brisson?
Just since Conseiller Lorrain talked about crossing, I think one thing I wanted to, because there was that question, whenever there's, c'est le terme en français, le brigadier for the other school, are they paid by the school or by the municipality?
By the municipality.
By the municipality.
Schools do not pay for crossing guards, correct, Madame Bordeaux?
Not even at the school?
No, we pay for it.
Well, that is very bizarre.
Conseiller Lorrain?
Is there a school crossing guard there? Do we know?
No.
Whether it's paid by the Nation, or it's not for us, but is there one from the Nation?
I would be surprised.
Right now, no.
Then
I
think
don't see why
Madame Bordeaux?
they would have a crossing guard since the school is on their side, so the kids that are crossing would be from Russell's side.
I think that has to go into the information that I requested earlier from the whether it's snow removal or whatever, additional costs, there may be a crossing guard issue there, and
So essentially, I'll just ask the question, Conseiller Lorrain is looking for some information. Do we want a report to come back to council for this? Because we've already made the decision, so if we're looking for more information, Monsieur Leduc, bring back information with the questions that council had.
But I would stay with the paving, and then we can have some other issue with whether it's crossing,
Crossing guard?
crossing
Crosswalk.
guard and crosswalk. But that we paid it anyway since they're there to have it safe.
Okay. D'autres questions, anything to add for this report that will come up? No? Okay, merci beaucoup. Item B, motion that council approve all recommendations listed on the agenda under number 11, reports from departments and council committees. Need a mover and a seconder? Moved by Conseiller Simard, seconded by Conseiller Brisson. All those in favor? All those opposed? Carried. Bylaws, we have none. Item 16, new business reports, we have none. 17, other business, we have none. 18, public hearings, meetings, we have none. Closed session, we have none. Confirming bylaw to confirm the proceedings, bylaw, is that what's NIF? Being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings, Council of Corporation Township of Russell, its regular council meeting held on March 6, 2017, be read a first, second, and third time and passed. Need a mover and a seconder. Moved by Conseiller Lorrain, seconded by Conseiller Simard. All those in favor? Carried. Next regular public meeting of council will be held on Monday, March 20th, 2017. We are adjourned at 7:41 p.m. Thank you very much, everyone.